Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're tackling something I think literally every single one of us wants, a universal human desire, building an unshakable life. We all want that security, that stability, right? That guarantee that no matter what crazy things happen in the world, we aren't going to fall low. We want to know our trajectory is generally pointing up. But how do you actually ensure that? Is it just a roll of the cosmic dice? Well, today we're diving into an ancient text that claims to have the exact blueprint for absolute stability.
So I've got to ask you directly, what is the secret to never falling low in life? I mean, we usually think it comes down to, piling up wealth or knowing all the right people or honestly just having a really good string of luck. But the source text we're looking at today argues completely against that. It tells us that the answer isn't luck at all. Instead, it's a highly specific, ancient system of causes and conditions. It's this system of deliberate psychological actions that, if you actually follow them, creates an invisible safety net right under your life.
91. Now, what's really interesting about this number is the unbelievable track record behind it. According to the ancient texts, the Buddha existed for 91 eons without ever falling into a lower realm. For 91 eons, his existence literally never took a downward turn. I mean, that is the ultimate proof of concept we're dealing with here. We are not talking about having a good week, or even a lucky year. We're talking about an astronomical scale of flawless, unshakable stability.
Okay, so here's our agenda for today's logical masterclass. First, the 91 eon success streak. Second, Principle 1, giving. Third, Principle 2, restraint. Fourth, Principle 3, mindfulness. And finally, causes and conditions. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, the 91 eon success streak.
According to the source text, the Buddha actually confirmed that whenever he was reborn, he achieved the highest possible status within that specific realm. Think about it. If he was born as a human, boom, he was a great king or an emperor. If he was born as a deva, a heavenly being, he was the king of the devas. Born as a Brahma, Maha Brahma. The text notes that even the Buddha himself paused to question this. He basically asked, what exact karma did I create that resulted in this flawless 91 aeon run where I never ever experienced a low state? Because it wasn't an accident, no way. It was the direct result of three very specific karmic actions.
Section 2, Principle 1, giving, also known as dana.
Now, before we really zoom in, let's look at the three overarching pillars you need to build: dana, dhamma, and sanyama. The idea here is that if you're still navigating the cycle of life, actively doing these three things is what guarantees you never hit the bottom. So let's take a closer look at step 1.
The very first principle is dana, which translates to the act of giving or generosity. Now, I know it's super easy to just think of this as dropping some spare change in a charity box, right? But in the context of this specific system, it's actually a highly practical psychological tool. Dana is the foundation. It actively trains your mind to let go of clinging and that constant feeling of scarcity. By practicing the act of giving, you're literally conditioning your mind away from greed, and greed is a state that inherently pulls your life downward. So giving is that crucial first upward thrust for your life's trajectory.
Section 3, Principle 2, restraint, known as Dhamma.
Now, you've probably heard the word Dhamma used to describe the teachings of the Buddha as a whole, but our source text gets really specific here. In this exact context, Dhamma means self-control. It's the active suppression of the mind against negative impulses. Think of it as the internal strength you need to forcefully put a hard stop to harmful mental states the absolute second they arise.
Look, when we face the darkness of the world, and let's be real, there's plenty of it, malice, envy, deceit, arrogance, we have to respond with saleha dhamma. That means radical self-control. It's the intentional effacement or erasing of those dark qualities within ourselves. The text explicitly says that when we see other people engaging in these toxic behaviors, we absolutely cannot mirror their negativity. We can't be malicious back, we can't be oppressive back. This strict practice of self-control is exactly what prevents their darkness from becoming our own downward pull. It's a total game changer.
Section 4, Principle 3, mindfulness, known as sanyama.
Sanyama translates to sense restraint, watchfulness, and, this is the really crucial part, keeping the mind anchored firmly with the body. Honestly, think of it like the ultimate guard standing at the gate of your mind. So, you've practiced giving to loosen up your greed, right? And you've practiced self-control to stop those knee-jerk negative reactions? Well now, sanyama is that constant, watchful awareness that keeps your mind from wandering right back into dangerous territory. By restraining your faculties and anchoring your attention to your physical presence, you complete the three-part system.
You become fully present and, more importantly, fully protected.
Section 5. Causes and Conditions.
I want you to listen to this incredibly powerful summarizing guarantee straight from the source text. If you have restrained your mind, exercised self-control, and given generously, you need not fear that your life will ever fall low. Wow. The text tells us that the Buddha himself confirms this reality. If you master these 3 steps, Dana, Dhamma, and Sanyama, the fear of a downward spiral is entirely removed. The whole architecture of your life becomes inherently buoyant.
So here is the crucial point we really need to take away. We are studying the right causes and conditions. Those 91 eons of uninterrupted high status, that wasn't a cosmic accident. It wasn't favoritism. It was the natural mathematical result of specific inputs. When you input generosity, self-control, and mindful restraint, the guaranteed output is a life that maintains its elevation. It's a precise, highly actionable system of causes and conditions that we, you and I, possess total control over.
Which leaves us with one final, deeply personal question to consider as we wrap up today's explainer. What causes and conditions are you building in your life today? Seriously, are your current reactions building a foundation that's eventually going to fall? Or are you actively practicing the giving, the self-control, and the restraint required to build a life that never falls low? The blueprint is right here in front of you, but the construction, that is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this fascinating framework. Keep learning, keep building, and I'll see you in the next explainer.